All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, everyone. My name is Paris Trujillo. I'm the curriculum specialist here at Oxnard College. Thank you for joining today. We are going to be covering how to make edits in the catalog for your respective areas. And this should be a refresher. The majority of you most likely did this last year, but it's been a while. It's been a year. So we'll just kind of touch on the basics and cover all of that so you have it fresh in your mind. So there was an instruction email that I sent out this week to everyone that is considered a page owner. If you are here and you did not receive that email and you think you should have, and you think there is a page in the catalog that you should have ownership of or be responsible for editing, please email me. If you did not, or if you did receive the email, but you think it belongs to someone else, or you see someone else is assigned a page and you think it's the wrong person, please let me know. There's a lot of movement across the college and I try to keep up on it. But you know, I'm I only know so much in my little corner of the world. So please feel free to email me if you think that there is a page that should be assigned to someone else. I do have to set up permissions for every page and every user. So if you don't tell me, you won't have access to edit the page. And I have to do some things behind the scenes in order to give you that access. Um, and that also is to make sure that no one is editing a page they shouldn't be. So it's just kind of a precaution for that as well. So again, I'm just going to walk through the steps you'll need to take to make your edits. And then I am recording this. I will send out that recording once I do the captions, which always takes me forever. But I will send out that with a YouTube link. And then you can use that when you go to make your edits as well. So I'm going to share my screen. Any questions on that so far? And feel free to use the chat as well. I'm going to make sure I have that open.
By the way, I loved your presentation, those slides. Harry
Thank
Potter.
you. So, something to keep in mind, I say, open in a web browser for the full effect because you won't get the full GIF if you don't. So if you use the Outlook app, you really got to use it on the web browser so that you can see all the fun um, animations. So thank you, Ishita. That's very kind. I got a lot of flack last year for doing Back to the Future and never really seeing the movie. So I stuck to something I knew really well this year. Um, okay, so emails and instructions. So again, if you didn't receive this email, please let me know. There is an attachment on this email, which is going to be your go-to. So this basically will outline everything I'm going to cover right now. It highlights where you need to go and what you need to do. So you can always go back to this document. I've linked last year's training video, which was actually done by a CourseLeaf trainer. And then this is our curriculum YouTube channel. If you're ever really bored and want to hear my voice, there's plenty of hours of content on there for that. And I will add this recording to that list there. And then on page 3, we have a list of everyone who is currently assigned a role and a page in the catalog. Um, and then what you'll do eventually, and I'll explain this in a second, you'll click your link and that'll take you to the page that you need to edit or approve. And you'll also want to make note that some pages have more than one owner, and you'll want to coordinate with that other person on who's doing what edit and when. You don't want to open, you don't want both of you to be in the same page as it'll not save someone's work. So just be coordinating with anyone that you work with or not really work with because like for co-curricular activities, we have Amparo and Jonas. They don't necessarily work together, but their content on the catalog is on the same page. So they just need to kind of be in communication about when they're editing that page. Yeah. So you will find your name. It's alphabetical by first name because it's just the easiest for me to do. And you will click the link off to the right. Now, CourseLeaf has to set up our editing catalog kind of shell or URL in order for these links to work. So if you click on it right now and you get an error message, I'm aware they will eventually work. CourseLeaf has to make that change and move us to an editing catalog before these links will work. So they are doing that. They should be done with that by March 22nd. So I will email everybody once it is open and available for you to go make your edits. So I was telling some of the early birds here, it's a little bit of a tease. I'm going to show you what to do. You just can't do it quite yet. But I will, again, email you when you can. So I'm just going to show you what you would do and what it would look like. So say I was RN Melodonis and I clicked on my link and it took me to the anthropology discipline page. For faculty, you are responsible for reviewing and starting workflow on the overview tab and the faculty tab. The course and degrees is curriculum, and I'm responsible for that because that has to go through the curriculum process. But we do give you the opportunity to look at your overview tab. If there's any changes you want to make, you have the opportunity to do that. This page really is kind of a marketing piece, if you will. It's information for students who may be interested in your discipline. You can let them know the types of subjects you would cover and different things like that, kind of a little brief elevator pitch for your program, if you will. And then the faculty tab is where we typically list full-time faculty in that area. So for this example, Dr. Kamaila had recently retired, so an edit that RN might do is edit the faculty tab to remove her. Yes, this is important. So CourseLeaf is, they use our single sign-on. So when you click your link, you'll be prompted to sign into, oh, it's important that you know your password. Sign in just using your regular VCCD credentials. And then everything should work fine. So let me back up. Let me do this again. So if you want to edit content on your page, you can either click, actually, let me back up. The page will open like this. The edit page body tab will be on the top left, and you'll select that to open a toolbar at the top and the bottom. And then there's a link at the top, not top, but to the right of the content. So there's the option to click the page body tab at the top, but also edit page body in the paragraph of the content that you're going to edit. So you would select either one of those. So if I'm RN and I'm looking at this, yeah, that doesn't really need to be edited. This is fine. But I go to look at the faculty tab. I go, oh, I need to remove Dr. Kamaila. So I'm going to edit the faculty tab. So again, that's up there in the toolbar and down here before the content. And this will open the page body editor, as they call it. So if I'm RN, I would remove that and say, I don't think they have, but they would put new faculty person here. And you'll click OK to save your edits. And then it will show like that. Then you can continue to edit. So say by the time he starts this and by the time he goes to submit it before the deadline, they have a person. So he could open it again and continue to edit. If he says, no, we're done, it's how I want it to appear for next year, then he would hit start workflow. And when you hit start workflow, it locks the page from you to be able to continue to edit. So you'll see down here at the bottom of the toolbar, there's a workflow, and that says OC LS Dean and then OC Standard. And that means the next person that will be prompted to look at this page is the Liberal Studies Dean. They will approve it, double check just to make sure everything looks good. And then the OC standard is basically me. I just do one last gut check to make sure everything is how it should be. Um, and if you find that you start workflow and you're like, oh shoot, I forgot I needed to add one other thing, just email me, let me know, and I can roll it back to you so that you can edit it again. Now again, you may not have any edits to make. If this is how you want it, that's great. I do still need you to start workflow. Otherwise, I won't know that you've looked at it and checked that it's good to go. As we get closer to the deadline, which is April 26th, I will keep an eye out of, CourseLeaf kind of gives me a list of where pages are in the process, who's edited them, who's submitted them to workflow, and I will kind of send an update like, hey, so-and-so, looks like you haven't gotten to it yet. Let me know if you need any help. I'll send out reminders. But if the deadline passes and you have not submitted your pages to workflow, I will assume you have no edits to make, and I will move them through workflow so that we can publish the catalog, because we can't publish while anything is not submitted. That is pretty much it. I did have an example for student services. Again, this is Akadina was assigned this last year, so she would go to the edit page button, edit page body, and then I think Shannon Treffs had a last name change, so she would highlight, make that change, click OK to save, and then start workflow when she's done making all the edits to this page. Pretty simple. And again, this instructions document really, if you follow the arrows, you won't be steered wrong. And yeah, that's about it. So lots of time for questions if needed, or I can give you some of your time back, hopefully.
So Paris, when will this be ready for us to begin work? You said it's not ready yet.
Yes, so March 22nd is what we expect CourseLeaf to have the site ready for us. And I will, hopefully it's sooner than that, but if not, yeah, I will be sending an email out. You'll get another, I'll come up with something creative for that one as well. And you'll know when you can get started. So we'll have about a month of when it's open to when the deadline is yeah, so March 22nd through April 26th are the dates we're looking at. Tom, you have a hand raised.
Yeah, just yeah, we'll need to make sure that yeah, which parts Gilbert has control of, which parts I do, because of course I will need to put in for the change a vacant position, and then he'll need to be able to later go back in and change that to whoever the person is that's been chosen to be my successor, which will be after I'm gone. So yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, one thing about the catalog to keep in mind is once we publish it, which our goal is to do that, I'll say early June, it we don't like to, it's not a fluid like the website is. So
Okay.
once we publish, we like to keep it. So if there's information that we're not ready to publish or just err on the side of not. But yeah, if you want to remove your information now and put vacant, and then I can always edit throughout the year if needed. But just something to keep in mind. I know some people are like, oh, well, we have this on this date and like want to put event kind of information in the catalog, and that's more of a website thing as well. So just something to keep in mind as well. Good questions. Any others? Well, I'll hang out because this is probably the shortest flex training you've had today. And feel free if you're good, you can log off if you have everything you need, but I'll stay on just in case people join a little later, and I'll probably do it 3 times over. So um, yeah,
Thanks, Paris.
you're welcome.